it very chaotic, or did you know what to do, or anybody?
It's a bit chaotic.
What was that?
For me?
Just call house, yeah.
Yeah, just go over here.
Well, that's great if you have a contact person to go through. A lot of people that I deal with just don't know what to do or don't know how to handle things. And so basically, the emergency ready profile that ServPro does offer is something that will help you compile all the information about your house or your business. We provide, if you have business owners, we do both. And at no charge or no obligation for you guys, we like to make sure all the homeowners know how to handle these situations if they come up. I don't know what else really
I got a question.
Okay, Cheryl.
Okay, say I want you to come out and do this kind of like inspection or look around my house. Okay, I live by myself and I got 3 bedrooms. I might have a bedroom or 2 that isn't all straightened out. So you gonna judge me?
Well, first of all, no, because my house is, I don't want you to judge me either, but my spare bedroom is pretty much a wreck too, so, so no, there's absolutely nothing like
So
that.
I got like a crawl space, and I think that's where my, I know there's a sump pump down there, and that's where my water pump is at. So you tell me, like, how to turn that water off if I need to.
Exactly, I'll get down and dirty, crawl through there, take a picture of it, and include a detailed explanation of which knob it is. We have little tags that we can put on there for you that say this is the main water shut off, so you know exactly which one to turn, so there's no confusion about that. That's probably the biggest thing is where do I turn off the water? That's the biggest question I have, that people don't know if they have a pipe break or something with their toilet overflowing. People a lot of times don't know how to turn off the water.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Right.
and even if you wanted me just to come out and find that for you, we don't have to go through and do a complete walkthrough of the home, like I said. We can include as many details or as little details. I mean, we can go and show you where the gas is just for the furnace, per se. So we can turn off that gas, or the main one outside with the main line coming into the house. So it really, this profile that we put together, like I said, it can be very detailed or kept at a very minimal level, depending on what you want. So we don't have to walk through the whole house if you don't want. If you just want me to come out and show you where the water is, I can do that. Anybody have any other questions about ServPro or what we offer? I can also tell you that. Let me see here. We have. I don't know how many copies I have of this. Come on, make a few of those for me. I can pass these around. This is some other, there you go, Cheryl, pass those around. Some other services that we provide as a company, we do things like duct cleaning or carpet cleaning services, biohazard cleanup. If you have like a blood stain or something that you don't want to deal with, or any kind of fluids, I should say. Any kind of cleaning like that you might want done to a professional, we can take care of that for you. We also handle reconstruction for the house, so we can handle the water cleanup. If there's any mold accumulation, we take care of that. We can do mold testing for your house. If you're curious as, hey, does my house have mold in it? Do I need to get this looked at or addressed? So you're not breathing in harmful mold spores or particles like that. So any kind of these services that are for your house, we provide. Board up structures if you're not insured, or if you know people that are uninsured, if their house does catch on fire or something. A lot of times it's just left open to the elements, and kids walking by might walk in or be curious about it because it's, people are curious. We'll board up the structure for them at no charge. I'll come out and make sure it's secure and locked up so nobody gets in there and gets hurt or... Sure, yeah, that would be great. She's just passing out a sheet that explains the services that we provide as a company. We also have, if you have documents that get wet, pictures, important documents, we have a process that will save these and bring them back if there's anything that happens, soot. If they're in a flood, we have it's a freeze-dry process that we can for like document recovery services. So we handle a variety of things. What else can I tell you?
So if I just want my carpeting clean, but I haven't had an emergency, do you just do that?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to have a flood or a fire to call me. Like I said, we can clean carpet, upholstery, drapes. I mean, we can clean anything. Anything that has dirt on it.
Do you help out situations, do you help out with that?
Yes, definitely. That's one of the big things. We work with law enforcement. A lot of the law enforcement agencies or the emergency managers for local cities will call us if there's a crime scene. And we will come out and clean up the crime scene, make it like it. Our motto is make it like it never even happened. So basically take care of any mess that there is, or any scene that there is, and make it like
I was thinking about taking my phone out. Just wondering if I.
we won't ask too many questions either, so the guys will just come out and take care of it, no questions asked. If you put a hit out, I don't wanna know about it, just call me after it's done.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, I got some good things going on.
yeah, okay. Or I might know somebody that can help you if you want, just,
Take them out.
yeah.
For the deed, right?
Hey
Yeah.
now, well, this is being recorded.
Oh, well, I didn't say that. I take
So
that
like,
part back.
what's a worst case scenario that you've been out on? I mean,
Oh, boy, worst case,
I mean-
you really wanna hear it?
yeah,
This group doesn't get, I mean, there's some kids here, I don't know.
well,
Okay,
clean up the
skip some of that
language,
stuff.
but,
There was a house that I went out to in Saginaw. No.
yeah, there you go.
Enough said.
And actually, it wasn't actually a crime that was committed, but there was an elderly man that had passed in his recliner. And it had been probably a week and a half or so before anybody, so when they removed him, his head, the back of it, completely was stuck to the chair.
I'm reading.
Yeah, sorry. Hair, scalp, skin, I mean, everything was.
Sorry.
That's as much as, but that was a very gruesome situation.
So how do you clean up those kinds of smells and those kinds of things? I mean, you don't go in there with Lysol and, Mr. Clean Magic Erasers,
Chair out by the curb and the chair just.
I mean,
In that situation, you might have to replace the chair.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
just
there's-
talking in
there's-
general, when
yeah,
you
no,
have,
there's chemicals that they use and all kinds of processes that completely eliminate any mess. Hot water extraction and the chemical processes that they use to get out any fluids, blood stains, like that. So it's not just a simple spray or a.
so if I have a flood in my basement or a pipe that broke, nobody's got any pipe issues right now, I hope. Cleaning the carpet, what kind of chemicals are you, because I know everybody or most everybody, and I'm not, but are eco-friendly and, all of that. So what kind of
Well, some
products?
companies that do carpet cleaning, they offer cheap, very cheap, I should say, like a bedroom, 3 bedrooms for $99 or something. Most of the time that you see those kind of offers, they come in and they sprinkle on some dry cleaner and vacuum it up or something like that. But that's really not the best method. What we do is we use a hot water extraction method that we actually soak the carpet and it brings any dirt to the surface with the scrubbing that they do, and then they completely dry it for you. So it's not just a real easy, a light cleaning. It's a very thorough hot water, soap, stuff like that. No harmful chemicals are used, so it would be okay for your children to crawl on it afterwards, or your pets. Everything that we do is environmentally friendly, so afterwards you don't have to worry about staying off of it, or after we clean up the house or take care of mold or water or fire issues, you can go in the house immediately, walk around. You don't have to worry about any kind of chemicals or harmful side effects to
Do you
anything.
know if it's on carpet?
What's that?
If it's on carpet,
I can't,
if your carpet is all wet,
if it is all wet,
yeah,
yeah, we can dry that out.
can you get the smell out of it?
Yeah, like,
Then why can't
well,
you
this-
cast this out of it?
I say,
I think he meant to say cat urine, but
Yeah, you're right. That stuff never comes out.
smell.
You know, in that situation, what that might be, sometimes stuff gets underneath the carpet and into the like the padding that's underneath it, and sometimes even underneath that, and it can grow mold, grow bacteria, and all kinds of stuff. So certain situations, the best method is just to replace the carpet, because sometimes it gets below the surface, and you really can't do anything about the smell in that situation. So it's tough. I mean, in those situations, you might have to replace. So cat urine or dog mess like that. It is hard to get out, I agree. People that have cats, you know, sometimes they can make a mess.
Well, mine use a litter box, I don't.
Well, you got good ones then.
Yeah.
I had a cat and dog, when I moved into the house, we had a cat and dog, so I had to remove the carpet and the carpet from the under, there's like a mat. And when I did that, I mopped the floor, but I see through it, you know, like the urine, like in the wood and stuff.
Oh, man.
There's some stuff you can get at Sam's.
Yeah.
It's called
Odor be gone. Yeah, some of that stuff is good for
Good.
stuff that takes moisture out of the air. In those cases, you know, it's tough, besides replacing the floorboards. There, like I said, you can basically bring in an industrial dehumidifier, do a cleaning of it, try to get as much of the bacteria and anything like that that creates odor out of it, and then bring in an industrial strength dehumidifier that we have, and a couple industrial dryers, and try to dry it completely, which is the main thing, and then dehumidify it.
In a preventive way, what can I put on my carpet to prevent my dog from, doing anything? Is there a chemical that takes away,
You know what, that's a good question. If you can answer that question, you'd probably be a millionaire, because then, that's the $1 million question. I really don't know, I'm sorry, call a dog trainer, I don't know.
What I did with my dog is he thought he could do that, and I put diapers on him. Oh, he hated those diapers, but he quit.
He quit, yeah, there you
Because
go.
he knew that I was gonna tie his winger off.
Couple days of that, and I bet you I'd be potty.
I don't know, there's still some people eating here, Deb.
He quit, it worked, because he hated it.
Are you neutering animals at your house now, or what?
No, I know, it's a diaper, it's a dog
Oh.
diaper.
is that almost like a sock in the mouth too?
Okay, Ray,
You buy him at the
calm down.
Yes.
What is your, checkout services, what is that?
Basically includes like, if you have lots of stuff and you want it boxed up and stored and kept out of harm's way, that's basically what it is. So we pack up all your contents and we can store it for you and keep it in a, if you need it, like a heated location, or if it can just be kept in like a secure building with lock and stuff like that. So we also do stuff like that. That's a good question. I should have told you about that.
So all your workers, are they subcontracted or do they all work for you?
That's a really good question. We have, Serpro is a franchise company. There's 1,600 franchises across the nation that are independently owned. And our franchises of Mount Pleasant, Clare, and Mount Lake, we have about 20 crews of 2 guys that would work for us at full time. And in certain situations, those guys are all trained and qualified, they're background checked and all uniformed employees, and they come in and will do the work. In certain situations though, when we get very busy, we'll subcontract work out to like local plumbers and local companies that have good reputations. We always clear things with the homeowners first. If you guys have somebody that you trust and you wanna go through, we'll come in and take care of, say, like the water cleanup. If your house is flooded, we'll get it dried out, any mold removed, and then you have your own local builder come in and do the work for you. Or if you as a homeowner wanted to do something yourself, that's fine too.
Do you do moving? You move people?
Not typically.
Not typically?
No, but if you need stuff stored and packed up while you're in the process of getting a new location, we can do that for you. Yes. It's another good question. It depends, most mold, will grow on the, whoops, most mold will grow on the surface of stuff, so say it's on like drywall or in your bathroom, we don't have to tear into anything. But, if it is deeper, like there's testing that we can do, like, hole, like punch a little hole in your drywall to check and see if it's behind inside the studs of your walls. Obviously we could replace any damage that was done, because there's mold testing that we can do throughout your whole house to see how deep it is. If you ever have a problem or an issue, we can come out and test for you and check. But usually we don't have to tear anything apart to get to the mold. Oh, you know, that's a good question. I think I left my phone in my coat, but I can find that question out before I leave for you today. The cost for a mold check for a house.
About black mold.
We'll take care of anything. I even found out if we will take care of Ebola, so that comes to the area. That was a question that I had asked yesterday or a couple weeks ago that I was like, oh, I don't know about that, but we'll take care of any grime or yuck that comes up. Most people don't want to deal with stuff, but we'll deal with it.
My friends that were living in Wisconsin, they were homeowners, and their home was diagnosed with black mold, and they said the only cure for it was to burn the house down.
Burn the house down, light a match, and wipe your hands with it. You know, there's certain circumstances that I've seen that, I had a case that, a homeowner, elderly man moved into a care facility, and his son had to take over the house, and he didn't want to. He didn't want to deal with it. He wanted the banks to take it back, and the banks won't do that. If you guys know anything about banks, they'll want you to try to sell it first, or, you know, they'll just say, just don't pay the mortgage and we'll repossess it eventually, type of thing. But this homeowner, instead, what he did was he turned on a faucet upstairs, plugged it, and let the water run from upstairs all throughout his house. And it was 2 months before anybody found anything. And you can imagine the water and the mold that was built up in this house, mold completely covering everything. And that was one of the instances where you basically have to start from scratch. You can clean up the mold, but the cost of something like that was like $70,000, $80,000, and then to reconstruct everything was another $70,000 or $80,000. So a $150,000 house, you basically had to put another $150,000 in it to make it back to normal. But in most instances, it's not that bad. So black mold is bad. You don't want to breathe that stuff in, but we can take care of that stuff, no problem. They deal with it every single day.
Now, you said that you guys test for mold, but
Yes.
I know we had do you test for like meth or things like that? Do you guys have that
We do a
capability?
lot of meth lab cleanups.
Okay.
So like Claire
Why are you
County.
asking?
I don't know, is that where you live, Claire County?
No, but we had a family that was purchasing a home in the area here, and they kind of did a background check because that's a big concern now, is that, you know, when people, you know, make meth in their homes or other drugs that they use in their homes, that
Harmful chemicals.
yeah, that get permeated into the walls and
Yeah.
the wood and stuff like that, and they're finding that, you know, children and elderly people or people with autoimmune deficiencies have trouble. They'll buy this house and it looks like a beautiful house, and then they get in there and they just start getting sick.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, this family, you know, they watched something on it, and they had a heck of a time trying to find somebody. Before they signed the purchase agreement, they wanted to have a test done on the home to make sure that it was never used for anything like that.
You know, that's a really good question. I'm gonna write these things down because I'm gonna make a phone call, and then as far as the testing for drug lab or drug meth lab or drug making facilities, drug houses. I don't know if there's a specific testing process that we can do to find it out, because mostly what we deal with is the aftermath.
Right.
We get a lot of mobile meth lab cleanups that have been like exploded. We've been out to a lot of fires and a lot of explosions for meth manufacturing, and we just clean up the mess. But I will find that out before I leave today, and I'll let you know if we can test for that. I know we have humidity and moisture testing processes and mold testing process for all that kind of stuff, but I'm
Okay.
not quite sure about the chemicals.
Yeah,
I will
because
find
I
that
can
out.
see that it's becoming, because we ended up getting it, she had to send out of state for a swab kit. and then
Oh, to
Where
swab,
she then had to send it to this place.
yeah.
But I can see where that's becoming a bigger and bigger market with, health concerns that people have. And, unfortunately, there's people out there that do these in homes, and you have no idea when you buy a home. So, horror stories where people completely had to have a house gutted after they purchased it because the whole family just kept getting sicker and sicker.
Oh, yeah, that's gotta be annoying, they don't know what happened
Yeah.
in that case.
And that wasn't covered by insurance, but they had no way of knowing, so, they took on this debt of this new house that they purchased, or this,
That's terrible.
preoccupied home, so I'm seeing more and more questions and.
Yeah,
issues with
well,
that.
one of the things I can say is that when we, with new homeowners we do sometimes get a lot of new homeowners that call us that have issues. What we can say, if you do go to buy a house and it is a house that has been previously rented, you should try to investigate a little bit and see what would happen, just because a lot of people that rent those places do things like that. They usually rent for a few months and then they'll go to a new spot and rent for a few months and go to a new spot, and they'll do those mobile meth lab stuff and other facilities just for a few months and then they'll move on, so.
And then
Just
do you-
beware of buying from a previously rented house.
Now, do you guys have a cleanup procedure for, homes where people were heavy smokers?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We can get the smell of smoke.
Okay.
If you're sensitive to the smell of smoke, or you have allergies, or it's that kind of thing, we can get the smell of smoke, the smell and odors of smoke completely out of your house. If you've had like a fire, the smell of a fire, even like a bonfire or something, stays in your clothes. I mean, you have really got to wash that sucker to get it out, right?
Yeah.
So you can imagine like the soot and stuff after a fire. We can get the smell and odors completely out of stuff. In certain circumstances, you have to replace wood and things like that. But the cleaning, the processes that we use, the chemicals, sometimes they can be harsh. But when we do it, we make sure the chemicals and stuff are completely removed before you go back in. So everything will be, like I said, back to new. In certain circumstances, it's a house that was built in 1980, and people don't know what to do when their house floods. But when we get in there, we basically make a brand new house before we leave. So a lot of times they're like, "Whoa, this is better than when I started the month before." Unfortunately, it took a month to do before it got back to normal. But we do a great job of getting your house better than it was before anything happened. So. And that's one good, nice thing to know, that if you do have something happen, the restoration companies like SurePro will do their best to make it a better house than you ever had before. They work closely with the homeowner, so you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you want to go. You can pick out your cabinets, you can pick out your carpet, your new tile, or whatever you want, and we'll put exactly what you choose into the home. So long as it stays within your budget.
So you guys will work directly with insurance companies then?
That's right, yeah. We have a good relationship with all insurance companies in the area, as well as insurance adjusters. A lot of times adjusters are ghosts. They don't work out of an office, they're in their house. Nobody knows about these insurance adjusters.
They just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they come out of nowhere, they're ghosts. They just float around, like ghosts in the air. But we know these guys. They do exist. So we work closely with them, and like I said, before anything is done though, the homeowner is notified, and people always wonder, people want to know some instances are like, well, I want my carpet, to be a little bit better than it was before. So we can lay out a budget for you, like this is what your allotted budget was from the insurance company that the adjuster said. This is how much your carpet's worth, this is how much your cupboards are worth. So you can know ahead of time what you're getting into when you go to replace this stuff.
You don't do cars, do you?
Cars? You know what? We'll clean anything, to be honest with you. We'll clean anything. You got stains in your seats, stains in your carpet in your car.
I want that new car smell.
Well, I don't know about new car, but we'll make it smell something different.
Okay, so say I'm cooking, I forget, and I go to the neighbors and I have a partial kitchen fire in my house, so it's not livable. I can't call my insurance agent because it's 7 o'clock at night. I call you guys and you'll come secure the house so I can go someplace else.
It's a great question, yep. In certain circumstances, you know, if it's past normal business hours, you can call me. My cell phone number, my cards are over there. My cell phone number's on there. You can call me 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. If you need it secured and taken care of right away, I can get a crew out to your house. If you don't want to, you know, your insurance company, you don't want to call your insurance company, or you don't want them to get involved, they don't have to. I will send some crews out to your house after hours to take care of whatever you need. If you do have insurance, we'll make sure it's something that's covered before we do work. If you know, so you don't incur any costs that you don't want. But if you need it taken care of right away, in most instances, the homeowner will just say, well, I'll call back at 8 in the morning, or call me back here's my insurance guy's name, call him tomorrow morning, and I can wait till the morning. And do you have a place that you can stay for the night? If you don't have a place you can stay for the night, you can still call me. In certain circumstances, we'll just put you up in the hotel for an evening. So you might have to, you know, get a night out of the house, make it a little fun little night out of the house. Go get a hotel, pool, you know, the whole shebang.
You pay for that?
Usually, yes. We usually will.
Okay, so
if you're
How
gonna,
do I do that?
I don't want
Yeah,
neighbors. Yeah, I don't want any calls for free hotel and food vouchers unless you have a disaster. But we'll usually put you up in the Comfort Inn, give you some food, you know, let you go out to Bennigan's. We'll treat you guys right. So.
They probably want to go to the water park.
Or the water park. There you go. If you have a preference, we'll take care of that.
With extra tickets.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, 2 questions. During your reconstructive services, how well do you work with the insurance companies? Because, for instance, I had a flood in my basement, and I have a full finished basement. We have replacement cost coverage. Insurance requires you to, I think it was 60% of the cost. How do you work with that client to make sure what the insurance company is paying up front, the 60%, and then how do you work with them afterwards to recoup the replacement cost of what was there?
If I understand your question right, so a lot of times insurance companies, if a homeowner decides, well, I had this flood and I'm not going to reconstruct completely, I want money up front, they'll only pay you a certain allotment. Is that what you're saying?
Well, say, for instance, I had a oak flooring in my basement. When the flood came, it warped everything. Well, the insurance company only paid 60% of costs up front. And then after everything, if I wanted the same thing replaced, I would have to pay up front to you.
Oh, okay.
How do you work with recouping that? Because I had to show the additional expenses for insurance, and I have 90 days to do that.
Yeah, that's a good question. Insurance companies are a pain in the, you know what, a lot of times to deal with. We daily deal with recouping money from the insurance companies. So part of our job as a restoration company, we'll go to your house. We'll get the money up front from the insurance company, or 60%. We'll do the work, we'll replace the floorboards, and we'll take on the extra costs. So in the meantime, you can get your new house, and we'll work on the insurance companies at the back end to get the rest of the money. So you don't have to deal with it. Because a lot of times they're a headache to deal with. You know, it takes months sometimes for us to get money from the insurance company back. But we'll make sure your house gets reconstructed in a timely manner, and we'll deal with the insurance company step by step. A lot of times we're on the phone with them every single day of the reconstruction process, making sure that, hey, we just did this work, give us the money. Hey, we just replaced the carpet, give us the money. Hey, we just replaced the cupboards, give us the money. So we're working constantly to get recoup all the money and all the costs for the reconstruction, because it's hard to get sometimes. Insurance companies are tough sometimes. They don't want to put back what, you know, you guys pay them every single month. You want to get your coverage, but a lot of times insurance companies are hard to get any money out of. So we'll deal with it. We'll take that off your plate.
The second question is, are you listed with the Better Business Bureau?
Yeah, definitely.
What's your grade?
What's that?
What's the grade?
A. So we have a great rating with the Better Business Bureau. If you look at, they're independently franchised though, so you have to check for different locations. Like Saginaw, for instance, has a different franchise than Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant is different, Mount Pleasant, Clare, and Houghton Lake are all the same franchise owners, but, say Midland even has a separate franchise.
Oh, no.
But the location here in Mount Pleasant, if you have, we'll go anywhere. We'll travel all over the state of Michigan. A good thing about our company is, being a franchise, we work, very closely, we're partners with the Red Cross, and we're partners, with, National Disaster Recovery Teams. So, a lot of times, like these local companies, you guys might have heard of some of the local guys like Hammer, they're a big, Hammer, Restoration, they're a big company, in the area, but they're not a huge company nationwide. And so if they get busy, they're real busy, they might not have extra crews and extra equipment and extra manpower to handle everything during busy times of years. Where we can call in, we have access to 780 different crews of 2 guys, so like 1,600 roughly guys across the state that we can call in at any given time. We never run out of equipment, we never run out of materials, we never run out of guys to do the jobs. So that's one good thing that, you want stuff done quick. You don't want to wait around to get this stuff rolling. So that's a good thing about our company. We're big enough to handle jobs up to $1 million, $2 million. So.
I thought of something else. I'm just thinking about
You had a
like
question too, I'm sorry.
like a fire or water damage in my house. What if there's storm damage? Like if there's
Windows or?
yeah, or a tornado comes through or something like that, and my back half of my house is.
That's a good question. I mean, we'll obviously come and secure your premises immediately for you, so the weather's not getting inside. Board it up. If we have to reconstruct a whole wall and build a new wall, we'll do that. And then we'll work on getting your house reconstructed. Like I said, we can do just the cleanup portion, or we can do the cleanup and restoration portion and reconstruction portion. But if you want to use a local contractor to do your build back, well, that's fine. You can go through whoever you want, or you can go through us. It doesn't matter. We work good with everything.
So have you worked with the tribe in the past?
Yeah, we've done a lot of work. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that we have direct calls from the tribe to us for the housing for the homeowners, but we've done a lot of houses for tribal members. We've done a lot of cleanup. We've done a lot of house floods, fires. We've done everything around here. So we've done a lot of work in the past.
But just tribal members, not actual tribal work?
That's.
We have used home savers before to come do duct cleaning on our rental units.
Oh, have you? Yeah, I can find that out for you too. I'll actually ask if we've done work for the tribe.
So do you
You mean like the casino or the hotels or the tribal buildings like the fire or the?
Buildings, yep.
Yeah, I can check that out. I'm sure we probably have though. We've been around for a while and.
So do you want to do more of that work? Well, it's a no-brainer, yes.
Yeah. We would love to do work for the tribe. They're a very big entity here in town and very, very powerful. And we would. I mean, the more the better. We work really closely, I know, with a lot of the governmental agencies and the different organizations that are in town, like the Home Builders Association and things like that. We work good with everybody. I'm sorry, I'm boring her.
No,
She's
I
out of
know,
here.
I know that some of you have to get going and.
Yeah, you walk out on me, I
I'm
don't get
glad
offended.
yeah, fill out your, stuff. I have, Andy's cards here if you want one to get a hold of him. I think it's awesome if it's free to have him, I'm not promoting him, but, if he's gonna do that, my daughter, they just bought a house and I'm gonna have him go do hers, so.
Yeah, I'd love to stop out and show you guys where your main water shut off, your power, gas, electric, any furnace shut offs, electrical stuff, anything you need, I'd love to come out and help you guys out. Do you have a question that I want?
Well, I just had a question regarding getting back to, let's just call it, say, a self-inflicted tragedy in your home, not fire, not water, not,
Yeah.
How do you psychologically prepare your employees to go into a scene like that and clean that up? Do you have
These guys
trainings and things for them? I don't know how you get past that, saying something like that.
Well, you know, these guys have seen, these guys that work for us have seen a lot. You know, they've been to the bigger cities where, you know, gunshots, stab wounds, you know, they've seen it all. So, self-inflicted stuff happens all the time. Somebody chops off their finger on a saw. You know, I mean, we've seen it all. So they're not gonna, they've handled, and they actually go through a training, like, to take care of this stuff. So there's like fake, you know, fake stuff that they use to let people get used to cleaning with it and handling it hands-on.
Okay.
Yeah, desensitized, that's a good word.
Yeah, I just wondered about.
I don't do it, so
how-
let them handle it. You don't wanna deal with it, obviously, no. Yeah, we come in all the time for stuff that's not non-police related. You know, if it's just like a self-inflicted injury, we come in and clean that stuff up all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, like,
So they'll just come and clean my house?
Well, we
I don't have carpet, I have wood floors.
And clean your wood floors.
oh,
And I just thought, oh my God, how does somebody come in and.
Fill out your evals too if you get a chance, or if you remembered, or if you want to.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
terrible, terrible.
these guys are good about it. You
Yeah.
know, they see it all.
You have to get your mind into
They
a
wouldn't be
different
working
place.
for us if they couldn't.
Right.
You know, we don't wanna have it like leave a mark on anybody for life,
Right,
a scar or
right.
anything like that.
I need to
Right.
get one on the evaluations, I should have picked it up on
I'm gonna go get my cell phone on my, I'm gonna
think
make a
there's
call
one
real
out
quick so I can answer
here.
these questions.
Grandma, are you gonna take me home? Yes, I can. I have to get an evaluation.